In this episode of John's Arcade, we're going back to the garage to work on the jump bug. That's right, guys. This is part number 3 of the jump bug restoration. In this episode, we're going to pull the monitor out and see what's going on with that Wells Gardner 4600. And by the way, in this video, like throughout it, I'm constantly saying this is part number 2. I was wrong. For some reason, I thought this was part number 2. No, this is part number 3 of the jump bug restoration. Anyway, then we're gonna come back to the basement and do viewer mail. And also, guys, we're gonna be giving away these t-shirts in this video. That's right, because a couple weeks ago, I announced the John's Arcade t-shirt contest, and I got hundreds of entries. And in this video, we're gonna pick the winner. All right, guys. Let's get on with the show. Hey guys, we are in the basement and today we're gonna do a John's Arcade restore video. That is right, this is actually part number 2 of the Rock-Ola Jump Bug Restore. And in this video, we're gonna start working on the monitor. We need to figure out what's going on with the game. I mean, first of all, we need to determine if we're indeed having issues with the monitor, which I suspect we do, because we don't really know for certain. Because right now, the game has a green screen, okay? Because in the last video, we replaced the power supply and the game is playing blind. It's making sounds, but the screen is green. And we don't know if that's a PCB issue or if that's a monitor issue, and I want to figure that out in this video. We're actually going to hook up I have a brand new half Vision Pro monitor that I've never used, and we're going to plug it into the game and see what happens. Let's see if we get a picture, and if we do, then we know for certain the monitor is bad. Now, this monitor is a Wells Gardner 4600, which I've never worked on. I've never touched one of these. I've been very fortunate, to be honest. People say the monitor has a great picture when it's working, but I've never had to touch one. The thing really kind of scares me. It's just an older model, and it's not very user-friendly, if you ask me. But anyway, we're gonna get to the bottom of it in this video. I don't know how far we're gonna get, and I know this video's late. I actually took the weekend off. I decided that I didn't want to do a video Saturday and Sunday. I just said, you know what? I'm taking the weekend off. I'm gonna chill out, play Xbox, whatever, and that's what happened. So this video's late, so I'm not sure how far we're gonna go because I'm filming here on Monday, and it's a work night. So, but anyway, so we're gonna go in the garage, work on the monitor, see what happens, and then we're gonna come back to the basement, and I need to give these t-shirts away, okay? Because we had a contest where I had you guys pick a number between 1 and 200. And by the way, I should have did like 1 to 500 because the number of entries that I got for these t-shirts is off the charts. I got hundreds and hundreds of entries. And so we're gonna pick 2 numbers between 1 and 200. Whoever is closest or right on the money without going over is gonna get their choice of a shirt. You could have either the blue one, or you can have the gray one. And these were shirts that we sold on the Teespring campaign. And I think I have about 10 of them. So we'll be giving these away here and there. And I'll also be bringing some to Fun Spot when we do that tournament May 29th and 30th. And I'll probably bring a couple with me to the Southern Fried Game Room Expo when I'm speaking there. I think that's May 29th. No, that's June 19th and 20th. That's right. So anyway, enough of that. Why don't we go to the garage and let's see what's going on with that jump bug. And it is a gorgeous day today. It's actually Monday here. I took today off, and we're gonna go out in the garage and just hang out and just enjoy the weather. I actually just cleaned the garage up big time because it was a mess. And I have to say, I'm in full garage mode now, guys. So buckle up. We're gonna be doing a lot of videos in the garage here over the next few months because we got some priorities. We have Quantum, which is way, way up there. The computer space, which is way up there, and then the jump bug, which is kind of down here. I at least want to get the game working. I want to get that monitor all fixed, and I want to play the game in the garage this summer. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get to the garage and let's get to work on that jump bug. All right, guys, here's where the jump bug is now. Let's quickly review. In the last jump bug video, we replaced the power supply, okay? Because the game had no signs of life, and we determined that the power supply was bad. Now, after we replaced the power supply, the game was playing blind, meaning we could hear the game sounds and all that stuff, but the picture on the screen was green. So in this video, we're gonna try to figure out if we have a monitor issue that's causing the screen to be green, or if we have a PCB issue, okay? And if we do have a monitor issue, I hope to fix it in this video. Now, I need to show you guys one thing that I did since the last video, because Orange Whip pointed out in the last video that John, he said, you didn't hook up the field ground on the new power supply. You really should have done that, okay? And let me show you what he's talking about, because originally, the original switching power supply was smaller than this one, and it was inside this metal case, okay? And it was mounted to the side of the metal case, okay? And it was getting its field ground that way because it was mounted to the metal case. Now, when I installed the new switching power supply, I basically hooked up the wiring exactly the same as it was originally. However, because I put the power supply down here on the wood, it was no longer grounded to this case, okay? And really, I should have added a new field ground wire because, again, it was not grounded to this case. So what I did since the last video is I came in here, and on the case, if you look right here, there is a little field ground symbol, okay, and it's right there, okay? And I took a wire, this brown wire, and I hooked it up to that field ground screw, and then I ran that wire back to our new power supply and put it in the little field ground tab, which is right here, okay? So I am now properly grounded. And if you guys did follow the video last time, and you're watching this one, you should then go back and add that field ground wire to the case, because that really is technically correct. And I should have done that in the last video, I just wasn't thinking. So anyway, it's all fixed now, and we're all properly grounded. So, okay, so what are we gonna do in this video? Actually, before we start though, I want to kind of give you guys a quick computer space update. Now, I haven't done a darn thing to the computer space since the last video, okay? In the last computer space video, if you guys missed it, Adam and I went and we picked up the computer space from a warehouse where it was shipped to. We brought it back here, we plugged it in, and really we couldn't get the thing to do anything. We had a white screen on the TV, and honestly, I don't know if we have a bad television set or if we have a bad PCB or both, okay? And then since the last video, I actually picked up a new TV, and it's right here, okay? And yes, this is the TV that Ed Freeze and myself were watching on eBay, okay? And in the last video, I interviewed Ed Freeze, who's an ex-Microsoft guy who also has a computer space. And it turned out, haha, that we were both watching the same auction for this television right here, okay? Now, I need to tell you guys something, because I didn't say this in the last video, and I got a lot of comments from you guys saying, oh, John, you're such a jerk. You stole that TV from him. Well, I was talking to Ed Freeze the day this auction was ending, okay? Him and I were going back and forth because somebody bid up the price of the TV. It wasn't me, okay? There was some third person who was bidding on this TV. It was actually very suspicious too, because the person that bid this up had zero feedback. The first auction he ever bid on was this television set. So I don't know if it was a seller or what. But anyway, I said to Ed, Ed, oh my God, someone's bidding the TV up. And Ed says, it's not me. And Ed says to me, he says, John, listen, the price has gone past my max price, so I'm not gonna bid anymore. So if you want the TV, go for it. And that's what happened. I did win the auction. I got it for $123, okay? And the TV's working, okay? But there is one big problem here, okay? Because, check this out. It's a 12-inch TV. The auction said 15 inches, which is what I need for the game, and this is a 12-inch TV. Rats, okay? And if you look here at the computer space, you can clearly see that it's a 15-inch TV, okay? So the TV that's in here now is a 15-inch, and the one I got in the auction was a 12-inch, which was a total bummer. And so I actually contacted the seller. I said, listen, man, your description was wrong. And he gave me a slight refund, but not all is lost, because this television set, and by the way, isn't this thing cute? This would be a bitchin' TV in a kitchen in 1971. But if you look on the back of the TV here, it says S3 chassis, okay? It says S3 chassis, meaning the chassis that's on here is exactly what we need for our computer space. So it has the correct chassis. So in a later video here, the next computer space video, we're gonna probably open this guy up, remove the chassis, or maybe just mod this TV as it is with this tube and see if we can get computer space running on this television. And then once we get it running on this TV, I'll probably take the chassis out of this TV and then put it in ours over here, because it should be the same exact model that I have in there now. So anyway, you know, I've been looking at computer space, man. This thing really does need a lot of work. Like the fiberglass, it's got a lot of bangs and dings and stuff and chips and cracks in the paint, and I'm almost thinking about taking it to a body shop. I don't know, what would you guys do? Would you attempt to do it yourself? I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's move on. So the Jump Bug. And by the way, I've also been looking at the Jump Bug. This thing is a piece of junk. This cabinet is really in bad shape. I mean, look at this. I don't know. I don't know how far we're gonna go with the Jump Bug. I really don't, because I have to get going here. We got to get quantum going. We have to get computer space fixed up. Those are my top priorities right now. I would say quantum, computer space, and then Jump Bug. But anyway, okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to hook up a monitor, a known working monitor to the Jump Bug. Okay, and actually, let me show you guys what the game's doing right now. So let's plug it in. And by the way, the weather is awesome. This is like the first truly awesome day this year. All right, so let's plug this in. And let me turn this on. I actually have the monitor disconnected. Let me plug in the monitor real quick. We just have this little Molex here. Okay, so let's turn it on. And so the game right now, if we come up front here and we coin it up, we can make it do its thing. So you can see the game is playing blind, okay? And I don't know if the issue is a monitor issue or a board issue, but there's nothing on the monitor. It's just a green screen. It's still warming up here. Doesn't that game sound crazy, by the way? Some kooky sounds. All right, so the monitor is warming up, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just a green screen here, okay? So I don't know if we have a monitor issue, which I suspect it is, or if we have a board issue. I really think it's a monitor issue, because if you guys can see, the picture is just green. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up another monitor to this game to see if we can get a picture, okay? And if we can, then we're gonna attempt to rebuild this monitor. And this is a Wells Gardner 4600, okay? So over here, I have a brand new in-box, never opened HAP Vision Pro monitor, okay? I bought this monitor a few years ago. I just found it on some random website, and it was like 150 bucks, and I bought it and I shipped it here, and it's been sitting in my garage ever since. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for some magical game to use this in, and I just have never found the game. I've always managed to fix the monitors that come in these games, and so I've never had to use this monitor. But I thought for today, I thought today we'd use it for testing purposes only, okay? Now, it is very tempting just to put this monitor in the game and be done with it, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to fix that 4600. But if you guys want to see what a new in-box monitor looks like, let me show you. So here it is. I've never plugged this in. I've never removed it from the box. And there it is. That's what a brand new monitor looks like. That is some arcade porn, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this from the box, and we're going to attempt to hook it up to our Jump Bug and see if we get a picture. And if we do, then we know our old monitor is crap, okay? So let me figure out how to get this thing out of here without killing myself. So we've got these pieces of foam here. All right, so we're just gonna lift this out of the box like so. Get this box out of the way. This thing is damn sexy here. All right, there you go. All right, so there's our new in-box HAP Vision Pro. What do you think? Looks pretty damn good, right? Yeah, it's funny. I've never wanted to use this thing ever. Like I always say to myself, John, you are saving this for the ultimate game. You're going to put a new in-box monitor in some kind of Grail. You know, I thought about using it in Journey. I never did. I fixed that monitor. So yes, I never use this monitor. Okay, so the first thing we need to do though is we're going to have to hook up a power plug on here, because right now they just have these two wires, the black and the white. And we're going to have to plug it into over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into the isolated power here. Okay, that's this guy right here. And we need to get a Molex connector. I think I actually have one. I know I do, because I checked before we started the video. And so we're gonna basically put one of these Molex connectors on the power connector, the power wires on our new monitor, and it should be this one right here, okay? And then if I look in here, it has female, and so I'm gonna need to put male pins in this one, okay? Male pins. So let's go over here, and let me grab some male pins. I'm actually surprised there isn't a Molex connector on this thing. All right, so let's grab a couple male pins here. It's really nice having like tons of Molex connectors on hand for stuff like this. Let me grab my crimpers from Mr. Buffett. Oh, by the way, guys, I got a little tool cart, like a tool. What do you want to call it? A tool chest. Anyways, I picked up this little rolling tool chest, and it's actually pretty awesome. So I'm trying to get myself a little more organized in the garage. I'll say this though, it's got these two like really deep drawers on the bottom. Not really ideal because they're so deep, it just turns into something where you just toss a bunch of crap in. Now the top two drawers are shallow and they're very useful. I wish it had more of those in hindsight, because I really think that these bottom drawers are just going to become just junk. But it's pretty awesome because it wheels around, and so I can kind of keep myself a little more organized with this, and then just kind of wheel it to the side and pull my cars in. Because I always have this problem where I have tools everywhere, like on the table. And I'm really going to try this year to stay a little more organized and put tools away as soon as I'm done with them and put them back in here. But I think that thing's pretty awesome. It's like 130 bucks at Home Depot. So anyway, all right, let's go back over here. So I want to install two male pins on these wires. And let's kind of come down here. And so I'm just going to come in here and strip these. And we're going to take our Buffett crimpers, and I'm going to use the A one right here. Just kind of go like this. Can get it in there. Okay. And these are ratcheting crimpers, Molex HTR 2445A. These things are a lifesaver. And yes, Buffett, thank you very much for letting me use them. Someday I'll pay you for them. Buffett actually told me to keep them. He's like, if you still need them, just keep them. He's got extras. All right, so we've got one crimped right there. And let's go ahead and do the next one. Okay. And we've got the next one crimped. Okay, so we're all crimped there. We're ready for a Molex. I don't know if it matters, but on here, if you look, the original one has the white wire on that side, and I'm wondering if I should replicate that. So it's like the white wire is on that side, like so. Let's see how that works. I think I'm just going to do it the same way. So white wire goes in this one right here. That one on that side. So let's just do it the same way. Kind of pull out here a little bit. Okay, so white wire goes in here. I'm not positive this really matters, but we're going to do it the same way. Okay. And then the black wire is going to go on this side. Okay. All right, so we've got a new Molex connector ready to go. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring the monitor over. I'm going to put it on a chair behind the game. And let me grab a chair. And the game right now is off, okay? So let's come over here. Let's take our monitor. We got to be very careful. We don't want to break this thing. Just like so. Okay. And we'll be able to see the picture through the chair. And then what I'm going to do is let's hook up our power, which is this guy right here. Okay. And now we need to hook up our video, okay? Now the video on the 4600 is on one of these daughter cards, and it's right here, if you guys can see that, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this one, all right? And then the other one is the sync, has a sync wiring on it, and it looks like it's just one single wire, like a composite sync. Okay, so now we need to plug this into our new monitor, which is back here, okay? And I need to make that reach. And you can see right now it's not gonna reach, so let's kind of come in here and undo this. Okay, so now it'll reach. And if we look on the new monitor, it says R, if you guys can see this, it says RGB, ground, vertical sync, horizontal sync, and then a key, and then ground, vertical, and horizontal. So if we look at our old cable here, R is on this side. Okay, and then our sync one should go in there just like so. Okay, so we're all hooked up to the new monitor. We're ready to turn it on. All right, let's see what happens. It'd be pretty awesome if we had a picture. It would be actually really awesome if we had a picture. That way we know the board is working. All right, so all hooked up there. We got our little remote board. We'll just kind of leave it there. All right, let's turn it on. Okay, the monitor just turned on. All right, let's see if we have a picture here in the front. And we do. Look at that, guys. Our board is freaking working. Yes. See how, look at this, that we have a working monitor. How tempting is it right now to just put this monitor in there and be done? Pretty damn tempting, right? We can't do that. We can't do that on John's Arcade. We have to fix that monitor. So there you go. The PCB is working. That picture looks actually really good, by the way. Look at that. Jump bug. Sweet. Okay, so we definitely know we have a monitor issue and the board is working just fine, which is actually really awesome, by the way. So the board's working. It was just a power supply issue that was causing it from not to work, and so now we need to address the 4600. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to disconnect the old this new monitor and get it out of the way, put it back in its box, put it in the shelf, and then we're going to pull that 4600 out. Okay, so in order to remove the monitor, I'm going to have to remove the control panel first. We need to get the bezel off, and I can see that it's kind of screwed down here from the front. Actually, there's some nuts. Okay, so there, this comes off like so. And there's just two little latches on the inside. And we're still kind of hung up here. Okay, so let's see if there's a Molex connector that will release this. And there is, but it's all tangled up. All right. Jesus. So there's a Molex connector down here that's holding the control panel. Okay, so there we go. You can pull the control panel off. And we're gonna have to clean this thing with a magic eraser. It's got some cigarette burns in here, but we're gonna let that go because honestly, there's just no reproduction jump bug overlays, and that one's okay. It's got some road wear. All right, let's take the bezel off. Okay, and then we have this shroud down here, this little plastic shroud that's actually stapled in. Maybe I should get some needle-nose pliers. We'll pull those staples off. Let's see if we can come in here and grab the staples. There's one. There's two. Okay, so there's our monitor. This is not really a great monitor, to be honest. It's an original 4600. I've actually never worked on a 4600 ever, okay? So I'm a little, not nervous, but we're gonna be learning this together because I've never worked on these before. So it looks like I need to remove these nuts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this whole thing should slide out from the back. So let me get my socket set here. And we're just gonna come in here and just break these open. This cabinet, though, is a pile of junk. It really is. I'm actually pretty excited, though, to start playing this game. This is a fun game. It's a weird game, but it's fun. And we're going to have to keep track of these so we don't lose them. Okay, there's one. And is this washer? It's loose. All right, we dropped it. And let me see, let's let the nuts drop down at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead now and break all of these nuts off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have all the nuts removed, and now we're gonna slide the monitor out from the back. Now, I've already disconnected everything. Actually, I haven't. There's a ground wire right there I need to disconnect. So let me show you guys that. Where's my sockets here? So if you look back here, there's a ground strap right here that's attached to the frame, and we're gonna have to come in here and undo that. Let me get the right size socket and we'll do that real quick. Okay, I have actually this kind of loose here, but what I'm gonna do before I pull the monitor out, I think I wanna discharge it first. And I'm gonna use my trusty discharging tool, which is a screwdriver with a wire attached to the metal, and on the other end, we have a little alligator clip. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attach it to the metal frame here. And let's go ahead and discharge this really quick. And I want to do it while it's in the game so that we take advantage of this ground strap that's going through the ground plug and everything. That way we're shorting it truly to ground. So let's kind of come in here. And I'm just going to come in, put one hand in your pocket, okay? There's this nice snap. And I'm just trying to get that off. Okay, so we're completely discharged there. Okay, so let's go ahead now and remove that ground wire that's on the frame down here. And I kind of already broke it with my socket set, so we'll just kind of go like that. And we just got to remember to put that back on. And so we've got the monitor all disconnected here from the cabinet. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it out very carefully. We got to be careful of the neck, because if you snap that, this thing is just garbage then. And everything's disconnected. All right, and we got it out. I'm just gonna put it on the ground. And there it is right down there. So I'm gonna go ahead now and put it on the table, and let's get all set up. Okay, I have the monitor on the table here, and I'm trying to figure out how this chassis comes off, because it's actually not very obvious at all. And I think I figured it out. I think I need to put the monitor on its tube, okay? So I just grabbed like a little boogie board thing here, and we're just gonna kind of tilt this on the tube, I think. I wanna just put it on something soft. This is the softest thing I could find. Okay. And then on the bottom here, there's 4 screws, and it looks like if I undo those, the chassis will come off. So let's see. And it looks like I need to take the flyback off and everything. Boy, this is not going to be fun. All right, so the chassis is free. And let's kind of tilt it back now. All right. Get the boogie board out of the way. Okay, so we've got this metal shielding here. I wonder if I should take that off just to get Yeah, I probably should. So let's come in here and just take this little protector thing off. Okay. All right, so now what? Well, we got to disconnect the neck board, which is right here. And I'm just going to kind of come in and, oh, the neck board's cracked. Shit. Well, we just found our problem. That neck board is hosed. It's completely cracked. Look it. Yep. Boy, I wonder if we could fix that. Oh, shit. This thing is completely hosed. There's a piece of glass here. Look at this thing just came off, and it took some glass. I don't think the tube broke, though. It's just this little nipple at the end. Oh, boy, what do we do here? So our neck board is cracked, which is a big problem. It's cracked right in half. Look at that. No wonder this monitor doesn't work. And I don't think we lost vacuum here. But this thing just crumbled off too. So this neck took a pounding. It was not by me. Something happened to this at some point. And I wonder if we can even get this back on. Will we be able to? Let's see, how does this go in here? Oh, it goes on like that. Just like so. Just like that. I wonder if I can glue that back on. Shit. Now I've got another G07 on the shelf. I wonder if we could take the neck board from it. I think we can. Let me go check. Okay, I went on my shelf and I actually had another neck board that was just hanging out. I am really curious. And actually, why do I have... Actually, this one I think is bad. I'm trying to remember. Someone at one of my parties, I traded them a neck board. I think it was this one. Let me see. I have another neck board too. Let me go look. All right, here's what we're going to do. I actually had this neck on my shelf, but I don't trust this one. I think that someone came to one of my parties, and this was a bad neck board, and they gave me their bad one, and I gave them one of mine from a junk chassis. So we're not going to use this one. I don't trust it. What we're going to do is we're going to use this one on this board. I don't know anything about this. Somewhere I picked this up, but we're going to use this one. So what I want to figure out, though, is how we can disconnect this. So I'm going to actually undo all of these connections on here, these little zip strip ties. And let's figure out if there's a way that we can easily unplug this. And we're going to basically just start transferring all the wires from one to the other. Okay, so let's see. We'll start with this plug right here. Okay. And basically what we're doing, we're just transferring this plug to that one. Okay, so let's kind of orient these the same. Like so, right? Yep, MX, MX. Okay, so we're going to pull this one off of here. And I'm going to put it on the new one. And it goes on like this. You know, it'd be kind of funny if after we do this next neck board swap, if this monitor works. I wouldn't be surprised if we fix it just with this little neck board swap. All right, so let's put this over here. Okay, so this wire here, I'm just going to unplug that and then move it to the new board. Boy, this looks like a real mess, doesn't it? Alright, so what else we have here? These wires go to this plug. Okay, and that's keyed.
And I've got this one little single plug. Where does that go? So they're right here. Where does this single wire go? Interesting. Alright, so these colored wires go to here, like so. And then the white wire, boy, this is a real mess, guys. Oh, I see, the white wire goes to the neck board. Gotcha. Oh, I see. So I have to actually go like this. Alright, so I'm going to keep going here, moving the wires from one to the other. But this is pretty straightforward. It's just, look at this. It looks like a giant freaking mess. Alright, I'm going to keep going. Okay, I've actually moved all the wires now from the old neck board to the new neck board. And there was a few of them I actually had to cut. One was this wire here that goes to the flyback. And I was a little worried about that, but really this wire just kind of disappears inside here and there's no other way around it. So I cut this wire and I just soldered it together, and I'm going to put some heat shrink tubing on here, and hopefully that's just fine. It's kind of a double insulated wire too, so I want to be extra careful with this because it does kind of frighten me a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and melt my tubing on here, but I suspect it'll be okay. Okay, so there's one connection. And then there's these two ground wires, which I'm not worried about at all, but we're going to have to do kind of the same thing. Ouch. So I know that this one right here, this ground wire, goes up to the frame right here, okay? And then this ground wire that's right here goes here, which then goes to the frame right down here, right there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just solder these together and put some heat shrink tubing on it, the same as this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Actually, why don't we do one together? So I'm just going to come in here, strip this, strip that. Okay. And then let me get a piece of heat shrink tubing here. I think this diameter is pretty good. Just slide this over here like so. Just gonna wrap these together. I know there's better ways to do these splices, but I always just do it like this and then slide this over like so. This heat shrink tubing though isn't big enough. Yeah, let's do it like that. That way the connection's more in the middle. Okay. So let's go ahead and add some solder to this. Okay. Looks good. Let that cool off. And we'll slide our new tubing over it. Like so. Looks good. And let's take our lighter and melt that down. That looks really good actually. Okay, so that's that one. I'm going to go ahead and do this one too the exact same way. I'll be right back. Okay, we got it all soldered together. Everything's back together. I'm actually really curious if this monitor works now. You know, we might have just fixed it. I mean, we're still going to do the cap kit because we should. But I'm going to put this back together carefully. Now, this thing broke here. So I'm going to just kind of try to put it on without gluing it, because the pins should hold it all together. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put these screws back in. So let me grab my little boogie board thing. I'm going to lay this back on its tube and then put those 4 screws back in the chassis. Then let's plug this into the game and see what happens. Maybe we just fixed it. Okay, we have everything back together. I want to put the anode cup back on. And I want to do that first. I want to discharge it first, though, just before I put my hand over here. Yeah, see a little spark there. And I always just do that right before I put the cup back on, because I do not want to get shocked. And there's two little pigtails right there, okay? And I'm going to come in and just carefully get those back in the hole. Maybe. Boy, that's not easy there, huh? There's like a little washer thing. I think part of it needs to go back into the rubber here. You can see there's like a washer here, okay, and then you want these little pigtail things to poke out so you can get them in the tube, and this washer thing is not allowing me to do it, because I think part of the washer needs to be down in the rubber here. Boy, that's tough. That's real tough. Let me get rid of this thing. Come in like this. There's one. There we go. Okay. And that's on there good. All right, so let me bring the monitor over to the game, and we're gonna test it outside the game and see what happens. Let's double check our work. Everything's plugged in. I don't see any loose wires. Everything's soldered. I think we did okay. That wasn't too bad swapping necks. So we definitely had an issue with that neck, though. So all right, let's bring it over here, and then let's test it out. Okay, I have the monitor over here on the chair, and so we need to hook up our video and our power. Now, there's a little diagram here. It says the top pin is red on this thing, okay? And it plugs in that little daughter board. And if I look at my wiring here, I can see that red is this first wire because it goes red, green, blue, and then ground. So I want to have the red towards the top. And it plugs into this little daughter board, and then the sync wire goes below it the same way with the there's like a little nub on the Molex connector that kind of gives it direction. And then we need to plug in our power, which is this guy right here. All right. All right, so we're all hooked up. We don't have the ground wire on the chassis, but I'm not going to freak out about that. So, all right, let me get our power plug here. Let's plug it in. Let's see what happens. It would be pretty awesome if we fix this. So, all right, let's go ahead and turn the game on. The game didn't turn on, did it? The monitor did not turn on. Oh, no, it's on. All right, so let's look at the screen. Okay, so we got something completely different now. What the heck is that? I can see it's displaying the game, though. So we definitely have something completely different now. It's definitely showing the game. I don't know if the sync is off or what. Let me just kind of turn one of these adjustments. Let's see what else we have back here to adjust. Vertical size. Vertical hold is this knob right here. So I'm turning the pots. It's not that one. Let's turn this one. So something is definitely not right here. It's displaying the game, but it's all scrambled. Let's see, horizontal hold is that one. I did that one. This is vertical hold. We did that one. And then vertical size, I did that knob. And then there's a horizontal centering that's on this one right here. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a second here, but... So we definitely have some sort of an issue here. I think we're gonna have to rebuild this monitor, reflow the solder, all that crap. Let's see, blue cutoff. I'm looking on the diagram on the back here. Horizontal hold, vertical hold is these two right here. And that doesn't seem to be doing anything. So the problem we have is, looks like it's horizontal. All right, well, I think we're getting somewhere here. The neck board definitely fixed something. I think I had a more stable picture before. It's like it's rolling. I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this thing apart and we're gonna rebuild it. Reflow solder, everything. And I have a cap kit for this. I sure hope we can fix this thing. Just adjusting these knobs, trying to make something happen. That looks like crap. Ugh. All right, guys, I'm gonna put this on the bench and we're gonna just start attacking it, you know, and I think reflowing solder on those daughter boards is something that everyone talks about, so we're gonna do that, and then also replace the capacitors while we got it out. So we're definitely better than we were, but we're just not there. So let me pull it out again. Okay, I have the monitor on the table here, and I went ahead and discharged it. So basically we have to take this thing apart, and I'm not really too keen on this, to be honest. It's just a really stupid design, because the only way to get this chassis off, I mean, so many of these wires are like permanently soldered to the yoke or to the flyback. It's just weird. It's almost like you have to pull it out and then just kind of work on it while it's all attached to itself. I don't know. This is giving me a headache. You know what? It is a nice day. Why am I in the garage working on this monitor? You know what? Do you guys want to go to the skate park? I feel like going to the skate park. I just talked to Adam. He's going to meet us there. I tell you what, let's take a skate break. We need one. All right, let's go to the skate park real quick. Come on, it's awesome out. All right, there you have it. That was our little skate break. That was the first time we went to the skate park this year, and I gotta say I'm pretty stoked. I feel like I haven't skated in like 10 years though. That was a long winter, so we'll be doing more of that stuff, I think, this year. Do you guys like the skate break? Maybe it'll be a new segment. I'll bring my real camera next time. I filmed that with my phone. But anyway, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop here because I'm out of time, okay? It's almost 6 o'clock, it's Monday night. I don't have time to work on this anymore because Matt McCarty's gonna be here and we're gonna be doing some other stuff. So let's just stop here. This is part number 2. I'm gonna do part number 3 really soon, maybe like on Wednesday or Thursday this week. But before we go any further here, I wanna just stop. And because it's gonna take me a long time now to rebuild this monitor. It really is. I mean, probably another 2 to 3 hours of me out here. And I don't have the time to do that tonight. So we're gonna stop right here and we'll resume really soon because I'm actually getting kind of excited about having this jump bug working because this will be a nice game to have in the garage this year. I have to tell you though, I'm not looking forward to restoring this game. I just look at this thing. This thing is a basket case, man. But I think with the sides here, we're gonna sand these down. I'll get some kind of laminate and we'll just go over all this crap and I'll Bondo the bottom, make the edges real sharp. Actually, I don't think it will be that bad. If I get white laminate and we spray paint all the blue, which is what Fetish Boy did, my buddy Sean, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So anyway, guys, yeah, we're gonna stop here. I know this is kind of a weird place to stop, but I have to stop. If I don't stop now, this video will not be released for a few days. And I wanna get something out today. It's Monday. And we actually figured out a lot in this video, though. We figured out the board's working, okay? And yeah, I know, it would be so nice right now just to put that Hap Vision Pro in here and be done, because I could do that and just be done. But no, we got to figure this out. I got to see what's up with this thing. I'm a little worried, though, that the caps are not going to fix our rolling issue, because I don't know what that's all about. It's some kind of a sink issue or something, but, you know, it could be cold solder joints on these daughter boards. It could be a cap that's out of spec, you know? We're going to check the B+ too on this thing. I don't even know how to adjust it. We'll figure it out, though. So anyway, yeah, that's going to do it. We're going to stop here. I tell you what, why don't we go back down to the basement, and I want to do our little t-shirt contest giveaway. What do you guys think of that? Let's give away our t-shirts. So, all right, guys, let's go to, or back to the basement. All right, guys, there you have it. That was part number 2 of the Jump Bug Restoration. Yeah, I know, not a lot happened in this video, did it? But you know what, we have to have some of these kind of busy work videos because we're kind of like detectives right now, figuring out what is going on. And we know for certain we have a monitor issue, without a doubt. I mean, the monitor is hosed, and I really hope I can fix that monitor. I have to tell you, I'm a little worried, because I don't know if a cap kit is going to fix the issue we had with that sink, and I don't know what that is. And that issue with that sink, it could be related to a cold solder joint, okay, because I'm going to reflow solder all over that thing. And we'll replace the caps and just really look over the monitor, make sure everything's connected and there's no cold solder joints or bad solder joints. We'll get it. We'll get it fixed. I'm pretty optimistic. I'm not excited about taking that monitor apart, though. That is a stupid design. Really, that monitor is dumb. So... all right, so what are we gonna do? Well, first things first, we need to give away these t-shirts, okay? And I announced a contest a couple weeks ago. I asked you guys to send an email to me with a number. In the subject line, I wanted to say, this is brown paint with a number between 1 and 200, okay? And in hindsight, I should have said like 1 in 1,000 because I got a ton of entries, way more than 200 entries. So we might have more than 2 winners. That's okay. I have enough shirts. But we're going to be giving away these shirts. The front has the John's Arcade logo. The back has, this is brown paint, which of course is from the Journey Restoration. You have your choice of gray or blue. And of course, these shirts were from our Teespring campaign where we sold 310 shirts. So thanks again, guys, for supporting me on that. Actually, I've had a lot of people asking me now to do another t-shirt campaign. Is it too soon? I mean, I don't want to be the t-shirt beggar. So, I don't know. We will do another t-shirt campaign. I'll come up with a different design shirt. I don't know when, though. I don't want to do it too soon, though, because I don't want to make that like a constant thing where we're constantly selling shirts on the channel, because that's not what we're setting out here to do. So anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick a number randomly between 1 and 200. And I'm going to use a random generator, a generator online. I think the website is random.org. Yep, it is. Okay, so, and we're going to come in here and we'll do this together live. And I'm going to say generate a number between 1 and 200. Okay, can you guys see that? And here we go. Generate. All right, 179. You see that? The winner is 179. Now I'm going to go in my email, and if you guys did this right, the winner should come right up. Okay? And I'm going to do a search for this is brown paint 179. Okay? And nothing yet. I might have to go to Gmail on my computer here if my phone doesn't cooperate. All right, we have a winner. So Matthew Perrin, okay, is the winner. Matthew Perrin, 179. This is brown paint. He says, "Hi John, keep up the good work on your vids. Best YouTube ever. I would like the large shirt, please. Thanks. My Clov username is Math Dufort." Okay, so there's our first winner. I actually should get a pen here and write this down. Matthew Perrin. Okay, let me get a pen and then we'll do the next one. All right, I'm gonna write this down. It was number 179, and I'm showing the winner to be Matthew Perrin, okay? So that's the first shirt, and Matthew, you need to email me and tell me what size shirt. I have large and extra large, and also if you want gray or blue. Actually, he says here he'd like the large, but I need to know your address and if you want blue or gray. Okay, so that's the first winner. Let's do one more. Okay, so let's do this together. We're gonna generate the next number, and the number is 16. Okay, the next number is 1616. So let's go in my email here, and let's search for, this is brown paint 16. All right, here we go. We do not have a 16. Okay, this is a problem. Okay, so I said without going over, right? So let's see. This is brown paint 16. So it looks like we don't have an exact match for 16. So why don't we go to 15 now? And we'll just go down until we get a match. Yeah, I'm not coming up with any 16s. So let's try 15. Because we said closest without going over. Okay, and we actually have 2 people that chose 15. I have Eric Ingram. Okay. Eric Ingram. And Kimberly and Jeremy Burke. Okay, so we're going to give away 3 shirts. No problem. So I will contact you guys. I'll send you an email. I'm going to need your address and which size shirt, large or extra large, and if you want blue or gray. And hopefully I have enough to fulfill all requests. So there you have it. We have our winners. And I don't know if we'll do that again, because I only have like 10 shirts, and we're giving away 3 right now. I'd like to save the rest for Fun Spot and for the Southern Fried Game Room Expo. So thanks for participating. I honestly, I couldn't believe how many entries we got. Hundreds of entries. And I stupidly said 1 through 200. But if you guys want to do another t-shirt campaign, we'll do one probably in the summer. Let's wait a month or 2. All right, let's do a few viewer mails and get out of here. And by the way, if you want to participate in the viewer mail segment, you need to send them to blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blkdog7@gmail.com. All right, the first one here is from Zoltan. Hi, hey, John. If possible, can you please do the Sanyo Easy rebuild video you've been talking about? I have a Donkey Kong Cabaret I'm in the process of restoring, and I've never rebuilt a Sanyo monitor before. Of course, my monitor is a 13 EZ-inch, but I'm assuming it's the same or very similar to the 20. I've already ordered the deluxe kit from Bob Roberts that includes the caps for the monitor, audio board, and flyback. It would be a huge help to watch you do it just so I know what I'm doing. Congrats on the computer space, what a score. I can't wait to get that working. Thanks for everything you do for the hobby and keep up the good work. P.S. I'm all booked at the Nassau for BroFest, and I'm super pumped. I'll see you soon, dude. Cheers, your brother and Cade, Zoltan. All right, Zoltan, actually, I just got a Sanyo 20 EZ cap kit from Ian Kellogg, because Ian is a moderator at the John's Arcade forums, and he's selling, am I all dirty from the garage? He's selling cap kits on the John's Arcade forums. And so Ian sent me a cap kit for the 20 EZ and also for the 4600. And I will be doing that in the next month here, because we have that duck hunt cabinet in the garage, or Hogan's Alley rather, and I need to cap that 20 EZ. So I'll definitely be doing that video probably in the next 2 to 4 weeks. So that's definitely coming. And awesome, you booked at the Nassau. We're all going to be staying there. And if you guys want to go to BroFest, which is what we're calling our Fun Spot tournament, it is May 29th and 30th. It's the weekend after Memorial Day, and that's going to be at Fun Spot. It's a Friday and a Saturday. I have some details posted at arcadeoutsiders.com and also at the John's Arcade forums. All right, let's go on. This one is from Andrew. Hi, John. Andrew here. I have a question for you about the 60-in-1 board that you have mentioned on your channel a few times. I have been thinking about getting one for some time now and building a small cab to house everything in. I have the controls, the power supply, and even a board converter for a VGA monitor. My only concern is that I might get carried away with the control panel. Do I need to have 2 sets of joysticks and buttons? Do I have to have a trackball for the centipede? Also, it says that Gunsmoke is a game on the board. I'm sure that used a joystick that twisted to aim in the direction. Anyway, any advice on the 60-in-1 board, that would be great. I have been a subscriber on the channel for a while, and I've watched all of your videos. I think what you're doing is a great, and it's always fun to watch everything that happens in real time. Brown paint, ha ha ha. Keep up the great work, Andrew. Okay, So yes, can you get carried away on a 60-in-1? Probably. You know, honestly, you don't need much for that board. When I had the 60-in-1 plugged in my Pac-Man upstairs, I had a joystick and 2 buttons, and that was it, okay? And that I was able to play most games that way. Now, there's a few games that use 3 buttons, and one of them is Gunsmoke. Now, Gunsmoke does not have a directional joystick like Akari Warriors. Gunsmoke actually has 3 buttons for firing. I haven't played that game in a while, but I believe it's left, center, and right firing. That was a cool game, by the way. I used to play Gunsmoke on the NES, didn't I? But you need the 3 buttons for Gunsmoke, so it's left, center, and fire. Left, center, and right when you're firing. I think that's the only game that uses 3 buttons. So if you don't need Gunsmoke in your life, then you can get away with 2 buttons, and that'll take care of mostly everything. You should have an 8-way joystick. That's going to satisfy most games. Now, I only had a 4-way, which really is ideal for Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, because the 8-way kind of confuses things sometimes, because the 8-way, it's very easy to kind of go diagonal and grab either up or right, okay, or up and left, and it'll make Pac-Man or whatever go in the wrong direction. A 4-way is very, you know, black and white. It's like up is this, no matter what, and it's never going to be diagonal. So that's one thing to think about too, is that the 4-way and 8-way really is a problem. I think 8-way joysticks with Pac-Man is problematic when you're playing, because it's very easy to go the wrong direction. If I were to build a 16-1, I probably would put a 4-way joystick in there, okay? Which is going to be a problem, though, for games like 1943, whatever, because that really wants an 8-way joystick. But the 4-way joystick is going to satisfy most games. Now, they do make joysticks like an Ultimark that switch from 4 to 8-way. Maybe get one of those. 3 buttons is all that you need. It's really, you could get away with 2. But if you truly want to play Gunsmoke, then you need 3 buttons, a 4 and 8-way selectable joystick, and then you're going to need, if you want to play Centipede and Millipede, you're going to need a trackball. Now, Mike's Arcade, I think, or maybe even Arcade Shop, they have a nice multi-control panel that's set up for this. I think it has 3 buttons, 1 joystick, and a trackball. The trackball, though, again, you have to decide, do you need Centipede and Millipede? I mean, they are great games. So I wouldn't do any more than that. Get a 4/8-way selectable joystick, 3 buttons, and a trackball. That's it, a 1 and 2 player start, no more. You do not need 2 sets of controls, because I don't think any games require that at all on that board. Because you're not really playing simultaneous, I don't think, on any game on that board. You're basically taking turns. So that's what I would do. A trackball if you really need Centipede and Millipede, 3 buttons, and then a 4 or an 8-way joystick, or one that's selectable, and then a 1 player and 2 player start. And that should really, that's going to be a lot of fun, actually, just having all those options. And Millipede and Centipede are pretty great. You probably should get a trackball. All right, this is from Bill Kalin. I actually got a lot of messages about this. He says, "Hey, John, I went to the Midwest Gaming Classic on Saturday sporting my John's Arcade t-shirt." That's awesome. Was just doing my part to promote your show. Dude, thank you so much for doing that. I actually had a ton of people sending me pictures on Twitter of people walking around the Midwest Gaming Classic that just happened wearing John's Arcade shirts. So cool. I had some questions, and there were I had some questions, and there were a couple people who yelled John's Arcade, so that was cool. The highlight was getting an original Mad Planets poster autographed and talking to Jeff Lee and Warren Davis about your show. Jeff seemed impressed and commended your work. Keep it up, my friend. P.S. I was minutes too late trying to buy a Battlezone. Damn. Bill Kalin. Well, yes, Bill, thanks again for wearing my shirt to the Midwest Gaming Classic. That's freaking awesome. I had a lot of people, like I said, send me pictures over Twitter. Actually, Greg, my buddy Greg from Arcade Impossible, kept meeting up with this guy and his son who were walking around with my shirts. So, totally awesome. You guys freaking rule. Wear those shirts to every arcade event. And by the way, that Jeff Lee thing is pretty cool. Actually, Jeff Lee, who worked on Qbert, he actually commented on some of my Qbert videos. So I know he's seen them, because he commented on my faster, harder, more challenging Qbert video. So very cool. It's pretty cool that the guys in the industry are watching my videos. That's pretty awesome. So thanks, man. Thanks for wearing the shirt, and thanks, guys, for everyone who wore the shirt to the event. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Again, contest winners, Matthew Perrin, Eric Ingram, and then Kimberly and Jeremy Burke. You guys got to email me your address, your size, and if you want blue and gray on the shirts. But thanks to everyone that participated in the contest. So that's going to do it for this video.
I hope you enjoyed it. I know that it was kind of a little anticlimactic, but in the next video, I think the next video will be in the garage. We might do a video down here, though. I kind of want to do a gameplay video. I just got a new PCB that would be kind of fun to plug into the JAMA harness and just try out. We might do that Wednesday and Thursday, and then maybe go to the garage on the weekend and do Jump Bug. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to need a good window of time to rebuild that monitor. I'm not looking forward to it, I have to admit. Rebuilding monitors is just like, So, anyway, all right, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Be sure to check out my 2 podcasts, Arcade Outsiders at arcadeoutsiders.com and Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com. Those are both live Tuesdays at allgames.com at 9 p.m. Eastern, or go to iTunes and Stitcher and search for those, and that's it. That's really it. Follow me on Twitter, BLKDOG7. Tell your friends about the channel. Let's try to get to 20,000 by the summer. I mean, we're almost at 17,000. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. So, all right, guys, I love all of you. I'll see you next time. Later, and bye.